Hey guys, it's Dylan. I wanted to show you some interesting things about the Honda stock injectors. Every once in a while I get questions about identifying which injectors they have, the OBD versions for all the gears, injector sizes, things like that. So I'm going to show you all that, and I'm also going to show you how to take an OBD2 injector and put it into an OBD1 injector clip so you don't have to cut any wires. So first off, let's start by showing you how you test your injectors to determine the impedance of the injector. We're looking for high impedance injectors normally with the Honda injectors. They made a few low impedance injectors, and those are the ones that require a resistor box. Plus, in the modern aftermarket fuel injectors, high impedance is pretty standardized now. So all that really means is that if you find low impedance injectors, they will need a resistor box mounted to run them. So anyways, what we're going to do here is we're going to put our meter on 200 ohms right there, and we're looking for a number like 11, 12 ohms is pretty standard for Honda fuel injectors. So we're just going to touch each one of the pins on this injector, and we're getting 11.5 on this. So this is a good injector. This is high impedance. We're going to move over here and test a few. This one is an OBD1 injector, 240cc, and I'm getting 11.8 ohms, so that's a good injector. Now this is an OBD0 injector. This is getting 2 ohms, so this is a low impedance fuel injector. This injector here, you would need the resistor box for, and that resistor box is to keep the injectors from frying the injector driver in the ECU. So it's very important to do this test when you're looking at unknown Honda fuel injectors. So the next thing I want to show you is the different versions of these injectors. So starting with this one, this is an OBD0 injector. How we can tell that, it's very similar to the OBD1 injector, but if you look here on the inside of the clip, you will see you see that small tab right there. This is an OBD0 injector, and essentially that's the only difference connector wise for OBD0. So I can't tell what the markings are on these injectors, and honestly I don't know if these markings can be used to positively identify Honda injectors or not. I see some patterns, but then I've also done some searching, and some people say that that is just a manufacturer date code. So I'm unsure of that. If anyone knows that, maybe put it in the comments. But as far as I can tell, a 4108 is a 240cc OBD1. 4109 is 240cc OBD2. Now, so back to what I was saying about the OBD versions is OBD0 has that tab there. This is OBD1, very similar. but OBD1 has the tabs in the corners. So generally you wouldn't want to put OBD0 on an OBD1 car, so we won't even discuss that. But when we come over here to OBD2, which is this guy right here, I'll switch them around. So OBD1, OBD2. OBD2 is a little bit different, but so it doesn't have those tabs in the corners, and it has some external tabs on the sides, and it also has an offset tab on the front. So these injectors are essentially the same internally. Both of these will run on either engine, OBD1 or OBD2, but we need to modify the OBD2 injector connector to fit it on the OBD1 plug. And this is the best thing you're going to do here if you run into this situation where you need to put OBD2 injectors on your OBD1 car, because you honestly don't want to splice on injectors on the wiring. You don't want a janky splice on their wire and then end up burning a cylinder, or, you know, breaking something, getting your wires wrong, whatever. So I'm going to show you this today, how we do this. It's very simple. I've already done one here, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one just as a demonstration. So this is an OBD2 injector. These tabs right here in the middle are the important tab. As you can see on the OBD1, that's what holds the injector on the clip. The other ones are just guides. So we cut off both of these guides here on the sides, on both sides. And we also cut off the tab here on the front because it's got the offset. And once you do that, it'll fit right into the OBD1 plug. So that's all we got to do. So what I do, I just take a razor knife here, a box knife, or a knife, and I just cut them off here. You can also use a Dremel or whatever suits your needs. I've got some snips here that are nice for stuff like this because they're small. And we just need to cut those off of there like that. So that's essentially all you got to do. We need to trim that down a little bit more. The one on the front here is a little more difficult. We can try it with the snips, but I think we're going to need our knife for this. Let's see. So that got the majority of it there. And then all you're going to do is just trim the rest down until this is flat. Just do that until you got it good and flat. Do the same thing on them sides. And then you get it all finished up, you'll end up with something like this. And that will slide right into the OBD1 connector, and it'll run just fine. It won't slide out because the locks are still there, which are those tabs on the side. So that is it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm on Facebook. I do ECU work. My page is called The ECU Guy. Here's one of my ECUs. This one's not done yet, but it's in the process. This is actually my ECU, so I do different testing and stuff on it, so it's not a complete ECU, but we do some pretty clean stuff with them. So We get emulator installs, whatever you need. So hit me up. Thanks.